Hi, my name is Dr. Ronald Zammit. I'm a clinical psychologist, psychotherapist, and a certified clinical trauma professional. In my first video, I spoke a little bit about what stress is. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what can cause stress, particularly in relation to the context of teaching and education. So firstly, educators face a high number of external pressures and demands, like constant deadlines, curriculum changes, behavior management, and also having to deal with the students' emotional needs. So what we're actually talking about are not just tasks, but all of these tasks, they carry expectations. And perhaps sometimes the pressure of feeling that we need to do it all perfectly can become pretty overwhelming in due course. What we also need to understand is that whereas some stress can actually come from external demands and pressures, most of it actually comes from inside ourselves, from the internal dialogue that we may have within ourselves. So certain kind of thoughts and beliefs, some of which we might have held for a long time, like for example, that I must always do things perfectly, or if I don't get it right, I'm letting my students down. These kind of thoughts, they can easily lead to chronic stress. So even though thought is something that we can't really see, they are invisible, they can actually have a very tremendous and powerful impact on our emotional health. Thirdly, it's to do with lack of recovery. So when the school day ends, our brain very often doesn't. And if we were always switched on, perhaps by replying to emails late at night or working through our lunch breaks, we're not really giving our nervous system time to recover. So in a way, it's very much like running a phone on 1% battery and not plugging it in. Fourthly, teaching, it's not just about intellectual work, it's very emotional work. And I think what we all need to keep in mind is that what you're actually doing, you're holding space for the students' feelings. You're also trying to manage your own selves. And perhaps also there might be times when you might mask your own stress in order to appear calm for other people. Now obviously, all of these different efforts, they do add up, and they can easily drain our emotional reserves. So in short, stress comes from high expectations, lack of recovery time, and the having to deal with a lot of emotional weight, invisible emotional weight. But the good news is that once we begin to identify what is actually causing our stress, that is something which can then help us to do something about it, so that we don't have to keep feeling helpless, feeling powerless, and like we can't really do anything about it. Thank you.